Okay, these videos are going to be to help you moving your site from hard code into a WordPress template. This first one is setting up the base template that you're going to start with. If you go on Blackboard, look under assignments at the final web assignment, you'll see that there is a beastbase.zip. That is the starting set of template files that you're going to need. It has the WordPress files that you're going to work with. Now, these videos already assume that you have installed AMPS or WAMP or whatever system you're going to work with to do WordPress locally, and that you have installed WordPress itself. I am using AMPS, which is the one that I suggest. I'm going to go ahead and start that up now, so I'll be able to get to my WordPress files. So that's starting up. While that's starting up, here we go. Go ahead and take care of this. It'll come up to the screen. This is in some previous videos that are on the resource page about installing AMPS, all that stuff. It's going to ask you to type in your password to start Apache. That's our server operating system. Start that. We'll start MySQL, which will allow us to run the database. So we got both of those started. Good. I'm just going to minimize. You can minimize that. The fastest way to get to your home screen is to click on this home button for AMPS home. If you through AMPS, this will take you there. And you can see we're now in our browser address of localhost AMPS. And I'll show you in Finder where all these folders are stored. It's actually, or if you're on a Windows system, it'll be a little bit different wherever your applications are installed. They're actually installed and stored inside of the AMPS application folder. So I've got AMPS inside here. I've got a www folder, which is public. In here are all the options and different configurations for AMPS. But I've already installed WordPress, so in my www folder I have a WP folder, and that's where I've got all of my different WordPress files. Inside this folder I have a folder called WP content, and there's themes, and that's where I'm going to dump that zip file that I downloaded from Blackboard. You see I've already got a copy of it in here, beastbase.zip. I've dropped it in there, I've clicked on it already, so I've unzipped it, I've unpacked it, and inside it's got all the different components that I'm going to be working with. So we'll get into each individual piece as we go. Let's go ahead and fire up localhost, and in our browser, if we want to get to our WordPress site, we can go localhost/wp, because that's the name of the folder inside of AMPS that we've stored our WordPress files. So we'll give that a second to get there. And I have actually already turned the beastbase template on. So this is what my blog looks like with no styling on it. To get into my dashboard, which is where we're going to want to be to edit stuff, I can add /wp-admin to the end of my address up there at the top. It's going to ask me to log in. Now, this login information in AMPS is what you created when you installed AMPS on your computer. So this is what you gave it. And I'm pretty sure my username is still admin. So we're going to get into our dashboard. And right now, just to make sure you put the theme in the right place, so you've put it in that AMPS folder, you want to check out here, appearance and themes. Cool. So you can see I've already activated it, but you'll have it down here in your available themes. This is what I'm going to be starting on and working with for the new site that I'll be transplanting from hardcode to WordPress in these videos. And I've got some other themes down here that I've installed. More than likely yours will begin defaulted with 2011 or 2010. But in order to, we won't have to turn it on right now, but just make sure that it's in there and that it's working. Next video, we'll look at getting the plugins off of Blackboard and taking care of some back-end first steps before we start getting our code into the template.